Our hero claims a warrior's heart. I tell you, the Dragonborn comes.
Hello and welcome to the first of a series of videos that aim to be a comprehensive guide of the Daedric Shrine quests and the ever-popular Bethesda title, The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. I'm your host, Kaiser Kiwi. So, this first video is a guide of the quest, the Black Star, and is the quest for the Daedra, Azura. Okay, so right off the bat, just a few things to note while you're doing this is that this quest, the required level is level 1, so you can do this one as soon as you get out of Helgen. Like, as soon as you get out of that keep, you can head right over to the Whiterun Stables, which is where I'm at right now, and you're going to come up and talk to this guy. So, you're going to talk to him and ask him for a ride on his carriage, and you're going to ask him to go up to Winterhold. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that if you already have Winterhold, you can just go straight there. Like, you don't need to come to this guy, like, this isn't necessary. So, get in the carriage. Once you're in Winterhold, you're going to not talk to them, but you're going to be wanting to go somewhere around there. So as you can see, I set my custom destination for about that location. Ooh, it rhymed. And then you're going to come right up onto this road. Yatata. Along the way, you will fight various creatures depending on your level. For me, I fought just a couple of like little ice wolves. So, following that road, you'll get to a little spot where there is a giant arch off in the distance. This is just right off the right of the road. And along the way, I meet a little wolf right here. I'm gonna just zap that thing to death. Cool, cutscene. Alright, so you're gonna head up there, and when you get up there, you're gonna get to this little big opening area. There's some goats running around. You're going to notice a big rock wall on your left, just going to keep following that until you get the chance to go off to the left of the rock wall, which is right about here. It's coming up. I skipped forward just a little bit more right there. And there's the opening right off to the left, right over here. And then you're going to start heading up that way. If you follow that road right up to there, you'll get to a place called the Sightless Pit. Then, from the Sightless Pit, you're going to go off to the left of it, up this way, going up this path. From there, you're going to get to a little path that kind of winds all over the place, and then until eventually you get up to a spot where you can see the shrine. That's the giant tower right there, and then this is the big stairway system that you gotta go to get up to the top. You're gonna talk to Arania right here, and she's gonna tell you some stuff about how you need to go save the oh, no, not the world. Oh, okay. You're just going to be saving some broken star. Okay. So with the quest officially started, you're going to go right back to Winterhold, and you're going to come up to a little inn that's here called the Frozen Hearth. And you're going to go right inside, and inside, you're going to find a guy named Nelicar. Nelicar is going to give you the next part of the quest, which is going to tell you that you need to go to a place called Ilinalta's something. Okay, and so to get there, for me, the closest place was the Guardian Stones, which is just a little bit west of Riverwood. And from there, you're just going to keep heading that way until eventually you get to this kind of like little half-sunken kind of tower thing. And there's a little trap door right there. Quest marker shows you where to go, and you just go ahead and go on inside. Once you are inside, you'll notice there's this giant skeleton right here. Spooky, spooky. Okay. And right in here is the intro sequence, and some things to note while you're inside. Most of the enemies in here are going to be magic users. Most of them are conjurers or / necromancers, which means they like to raise the dead. Which means that most of the time you're going to be fighting sometimes 4 or 5 enemies that came from just 2 people. Like a necromancer will just like 2 or 3 necromancers will be in a room. They'll start resurrecting people. And then they'll, then even if you kill one of their buddies, sometimes they will just resurrect their dead friends. Which means that even if you do kill somebody, they can get right back up and come back at you again. And a little side note here, one of the best things I've found to use against them is to use sparks, which is a pretty decent spell you get early on, and what it does is it takes away health and magicka. So basically you're doing damage, and at the same time you're draining the necromancers of their magicka, so that way they can't resummon things or shoot icicles at you. Very useful ability. Alright, one thing to note is that because these guys are magic users, that means they got lots of potions everywhere. You're going to find lots of those around. And another thing to note is that there's a little book on this table, and once you read it, you'll get +1 to your enchanting. Awesome. Here, after a little while, you're going to come into a big water room, and on the outside will be 2 skeletons, and on the inside will be a bit of a higher leveled necromancer and his bandit summoned bodyguard. He takes a little bit more pop, got a little bit more health than the rest of the necromancers in this place, so you're going to want to switch your attacks over to the bandit to take him out first, and then you can focus on the necromancer. So as you can see, I'm just sitting back, kind of shocking, trying to drain his mana, and the cool thing is that once you do drain all the mana, they've got nothing. Physically almost useless. As you saw there, I got in lots of hits before she even had a chance to attack. Pulls out her weapon, and then it's game over. After the water room, it's just a jump, a skip, and a hop to get to Ilinalta's deluge? What is a deluge? Someone leave a comment, please. Tell me what a deluge is. Once inside, you're gonna come down here, gonna dispatch of a few wannabe necromancers. Then you're gonna read the book, The Doors of Oblivion. It's a skill book, can't remember what kind, but it's there, read it. A little bit further along, you're going to come into a room where a dude kind of breaks the laws of the game by summoning 4 monsters at once. Not fair. I can't do that. And he's kind of more difficult, like the apprentice necromancer we fought earlier, or, you know, whatever kind of necromancer you're fighting. He's got more hit points, and then he also summons 4 skeletal minions to help him out. He takes a lot of pop to take down, and he also does the most damage out of the group, and he also slows you. So I recommend, before killing anybody else, you kill him first. After that, taking out all the rest of the skeletons is pretty easy pickings. Going... I like making that sound. Okay, and once you defeat him, you're going to go up these stairs, and up at the very tippity top, you're going to find a pretty macabre scene. Macabre, whatever. You know, word that means kind of death-like. You're going to find the broken star, also his grimoire. Yeah, I can say grimoire right. And a little bit of some loot in this chest. Once you find everything that you want to take, it's just a matter of heading up to this ladder, coming outside, and now this is where it gets tricky. Basically, the game is going to let you make a choice. Do you want to bring the star back to Aurania and have her give you back Azura's star compared to the other choice, which is the black star? Azura's star, it has the capability of obtaining what are known as white souls, which are only just like, you know, like animals and dragons and undead. Black souls are souls that belong to people, like any of the races in the game. The upside to the black star is that instead of what should be obvious is that it can only get black souls, it can get both white and black souls, making it the best of both worlds. So you may be wondering, well, why the hell is this even a choice? Well, if you decide to bring the star to Aurania, after you do her side of it, she will be more than willing to accompany you, and she is great. First off, she has mastery of the destruction arts. For this specific guide, though, we are going to go to Nelacar. A thing to note is that whether you go to Nelacar or Azura, the quest will play out the same way, just the reward is different. Basically, once you get down to Nelacar, you're just going to let him do his thing after you explain you're going to give him the star, and he's going to eventually cast you into this little realm right here. Right off the bat, you may notice that there is a guy named Malin, and he is going to, after he finds out what you're up to, he's going to kind of pussy out and he's going to run away. After he runs away, you're going to get attacked almost immediately by what's known as a Dremora Churl. Just like before with the other necromancers, just shock him down, in case you need to, and as soon as he goes down, this little trick I learned, where if you hit the wait button, the enemy will have to come get you, and basically, as long as you get to wait that 1 hour, you get full health and magicka right as you come back out. And right as you come back out, you get to attack the next one, and eventually, after you take down all 3, you can loot them of their hearts, and then you're going to come through this little trippy place. Like, look at this place. It's beautiful. And at the very end of this little crystalline walkway, you're eventually going to find Malin. Malin is a bit stronger than some of the other necromancers we fought, but same strategy, shock him down. I'm going to come up and chop him once good, and loot him of his goodies, because, hey, why not? Neat little staff. And then Nelacar is going to bring you outside, and once you're outside, you'll be able to talk to him, and then you'll have completed the quest, and you'll get the Black Star as a reward. Or, if you decided to do the faithful Azura way, you'll get Azura's Star, which isn't quite as good as the Black Star, but you will also get Urania as a companion, and she's pretty good. And then, yeah, you're done. Alrighty, I've been your host, Kaiser Kiwi. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be releasing more soon.